The Jews got Mount Sinai. The Torah was given by God there. The Temple Mount in Jerusalem, that's where the Jewish temple was. But here, in a small place, small mount, small hill, Jesus was crucified, and that became to be the center of the Word. Then this is one layer of that place. Geographically, is in the center of the city, but although Jesus was crucified outside the walls, let me remind you that that city was different 2,000 years ago, and that was outside the wall. If you're not accepting here, there's another option of you to visit, and that's the Garden Tomb. That is the place that the Protestant believe that Jesus was crucified, died, and the rest. Then in that case, in Jerusalem, we can find two places like that. For me, it doesn't matter which place is the truth, here, there. The idea is that they are so close to each other. Then in that case, the most important month is here, the Calvary, and I want you to understand how small it is. If you look at that small chapel, if you look at the arch, that is how big, this is the top. I mean, the top part of the arch is the top part of the Calvary of the Golgotha. It's not so big, but it's so important, and every Christian believes in that place. We can actually talk about another story. Can talk about the story of the house of David that was here in Jerusalem, and then the house of the son of David, and this is Jesus. And later on, after Jesus was crucified here in 33, the Antichrist came, and the Antichrist were the Romans who actually built here a pagan temple, a Roman temple, and in that temple you can find idols made of statue and made of wood, but without eyes, without ears. We can actually look at that place in another level. If we build it from the beginning, from David time, and then the son of David, and now the Antichrist, we can actually move to the 4th century when St. Helen, the mother of Constantine, and Constantine discover again the tomb of Jesus at the crucifixion place of Jesus, and they rebuild it again. They destroyed the pagan temple, and they built on top of it a church. That church was so big and so beautiful, but it's Jerusalem, and in Jerusalem there's so many enemies, and when an enemy comes, he usually destroy the area and the churches and the synagogues and build something new on top of it. We already know about the Antichrist, the Romans. Then the Persians came to here as well, and around 1 millennium, the first millennium AD, the Muslims destroyed that church, and the Crusader came to here, and they built here a church again. What you see here is mostly from the Crusader time until now. Then in that case, it's like 1000 BC, that's the time of King David, and then 33 AD, it's the time of Jesus, and then 1000, a little bit more than that, is the time of the Crusader Church. Then you can see history in one place. Then that door is like a vacuum of so many Christians from all over the world. You can find here Catholic, Greek Orthodox, Armenian, Copts, Russian, name it, almost every Christian in the world represent in that church, except of course the Protestant that I already mentioned. Then in that case, although it's a small place, theologically, this is the most important place in the world. And now when you know it, let's go in and visit it. But for that, let me put my bag on. My bottle of water fell. There it is. You can put it inside the bag. So, let's visit it. Just to show you that this is the place. Then when St. Helen built that place, Constantine time, they moved everything to here. The Golgotha became to be the center of the word. And if at the Temple Mount, so many things happened. For example, the Jews believe that Adam was buried there, and Abraham was sacrificed by God. Isaac was sacrificed by Abraham, almost there. And here you can see on top of the hill an olive tree. Greek Orthodox believe that everything was moved to here. Even the foundation stone, the center of the word, moved to that holy site. And in that case, such a small place, hey, but very important. Let's enter to here and let's say goodbye to the beautiful plaza here that you can see that belongs to Armenian, Greek Orthodox, and to so many others. And let's go in. Look at the beautiful columns here. And look at the graffiti on top of it. From 1389, graffiti of an Italian guy. Another thing that I want you to see, and you know I do have so many videos of that church, but I'm trying to show you different things, not only the casual thing. And look at the graffiti here of the church, and here you can find a special cross to symbolize the church. That's the Golgotha Hill, remember? That replaced Mount Sinai, Mount of Olives, the Temple Mount, and the cross on top of it. The creek here, usually you can find the notes here, like at the western wall, and that tells us another story. Over here, the holy fire, when Jesus sent it from heaven straight to the tomb, but that place, until today, the keys belongs to the Muslims, not to the Christians. At the ancient time, when I'm talking until 1830, the Muslims decided who will enter and who's not. They used to close the door and open it only if you paid a lot of money. One day, to punish the Muslims, the Christians, they closed the doors at the holy fire ceremony. Then the Christians were outside praying that the miracle would happen again, and according to tradition, the holy fire went out of their creek. The endless traditions of that story. Then let's go in. Let's go straight to the tomb this time. All right, I know that he will stop me here, then here I am stopping. What actually happening here? Let's go to see that mosaic wall. He was crucified on top of the Golgotha, which is there. See the stairs here and there. So then we can climb up to the top of the Golgotha. But you already know that it's not a huge place. And he was crucified there and died. They purified his body, as they purified the body of every Jew until today. And then they put a shroud around him, and straight into the tomb, which used to be a tomb of a rich Jewish man, who gave Jesus his own tomb, Joseph of Arimathea. And according to tradition, the place that they purified the body of Jesus is in front of you, right here. Mashlomcha. And the top belongs to the Armenians. And let's continue to see the tomb. The tomb is open from, let's say, a month ago, but as you can see, there are no tourists. This is the tomb. You expected to see a cave, but the cave is not there anymore, mainly because it's been destroyed so many times. Then what you can see here is a structure that was built originally at the Crusade time but been destroyed again, and this is from the 19th century. The first part is where the angel took care that no one will steal the body of Christ. You can see a lighter candle. It's behind the nun now. The candle is the evidence from the holy fire, and all of the candles of the Greek Orthodox and Armenians are from that. And the second part of the tomb, second part is the tomb itself. Because no one is there, let's go in. That's part of the running stone. And this is the tomb itself. Let me pray for you. Just left the tomb itself. Let's make a round tour around the tomb. See the dome on top of it. If you saw my videos, if you saw my didn't want to disturb that holiness moment with the bells, but for the one who asks me all the time, how do we know that that was outside the city? How do we know that it was a tomb, the tomb of Jesus? Why it's not the garden tomb, which is outside the walls? Then I'm usually taking people to that chapel. It's a poor chapel because they are not maintained well. That's mainly because Christians are fighting between themselves who owns that room. But the idea is that. That is the most important place here. And what you can see there, all right, now you can see it even better. This is a burial site. The Jews used to be buried in Richmond, in that kind of mansions. And when a Jew died, you already know that they purify the body of the dead, and then they bury him in a cave. We expected to see a cave like that instead of the tomb of Jesus. But Jews are buried their dead outside the city. And here you can see real tombs from the time of Jesus. And must be outside the city. Then this is one of the arguments that because of it, I believe that the church that we are visiting might be the correct site. Now, who is buried here? And why they didn't destroy it too? I mean, the enemies of Christianity. Mainly because it wasn't important, a tomb. That was belonged maybe to Joseph of Arimathea that gave Jesus his own tomb. And we know, according to the book of John, that John of Arimathea garden was very close to the Golgotha. Then that will answer another question. How can it be that the tomb of Jesus is next to the crucifixion place? Beautiful, isn't it? I'm visiting that place, although I'm not working as a tour guide now because I'm no tourist, so many times. And I always tell myself, oh, come on, Zahi, you don't need to take another video of that place because you already knows it by heart. But it's always different. Then to visit that place once in your lifetime is not enough. Beautiful, isn't it? Let me take some pictures of it. And of that as well. Let's say 2 months, a month before the coronavirus, let's say February or January 2020, the line for the tomb started from there all the way around the tomb and straight into the tomb, It took you 4 hours to go into the tomb. And here we are. We are the only one here, and you've been inside the tomb. This is the longest video that I took of the tomb because there's no one here, and until a month ago it was closed to anyone because of coronavirus. No one could go into it. If you like that video and you want to see more about that important place and other sites here, then subscribe my channel. At the description, you will find more details about the tomb and about me. Then in that case, you will be able to ask me as many questions as you want, and I will try to answer all of them. Thank you very much for joining my tours. Bye-bye.